This video's made for adult collectors because bro is silent but deadly. Epic fart joke. This is just... Energon toys are so weird, man. They're so weird. Anyways, we're not here to talk about him. We're here to talk about these two who are in the wrong modes. They need to be in the other... I didn't prepare. I swear I do this for a living. I like Prime Soundwave a lot. I thought the whole switch to a drone that didn't speak was really cool and fun, and that design is just killer. The toy gets most of the design down right. It's a bit on the chunkier side, but I still like it. When the character showed back up in RID15, he changed a lot to be a van. I like Van Soundwave. I wasn't a fan of how he just started talking randomly, but I also don't remember enough of RID15 to care. It is kind of nice to have these two deluxe figures, even if one isn't actually a deluxe. Yeah, this was where the warrior size class started, and we got warriors for RID15, and not gonna lie, I actually like the warrior class a lot. I still really need a Thunderhoof. This Soundwave is so cool looking with the long ass arms and the really angular appearance. I love the way they did these arms, because in both modes they retain the exact thinness they need to, and it's simple in the way that they achieve that. The coolest thing about Prime Soundwave though to me is that he comes with a laser beak. Laserbeak can deploy off his chest and transform, and it looks great. I legit love this feature. And the Beast Hunters one comes with Ravage. Literally the only thing I like about the Beast Hunters one. He is also very clean at the back with just the tail wings hanging out, but the legs have these like large cockpit chunks that just hang off, and it does look a bit strange. Also, his heels like to fold up a bit on my copy, so he tends to fall over a wee bit. By contrast, the RID15 Soundwave is a chunky beast with a bulky upper body and a slimmer yet still beefy lower body. I love this shade of blue just a bit more than the Prime one. It's less dull and a tiny bit more rich. And while the shoulders aren't accurate in the slightest, I kind of prefer how they look on the toy over on the show design. He has his shoulder cannon, which can rotate and move up and down, but it's also on a 5mm peg, so you can take it off and plug it into his hand. Totally didn't have it on the wrong side for the first majority of this video. I do really enjoy how they achieve the shaping of the legs. It's so simple, yet it makes this really clean shape with the wheel in the middle. He does feel a bit empty in the back, and I'm not talking about the hollow bits. I mean, like, there is a lot sticking out on the front here, and then his calves and his back is just so nothing. It's just super weird from a side profile. They both have, whoa, that's not how you say that word. They both have the visor head sculpt. I keep forgetting Prime Soundwave had like a neck beard going on that always looked a bit odd to me. Fortunately, the RID one gets rid of that, but his head is very tiny. And I so wish they did the warrior in this like dark blue with the pinstriping. That deco is so cool. By contrast, they did Prime Soundwave, as I said, in his Beast Hunters design that completely messes up the arms. I don't know what they were, what is going on here. Pain. There's definitely an evolution between their articulation because, you know, this is this, and then this is actually quite nice. So Prime Soundwave's head is on a ball joint, but it's also on this like hinge here that is spring loaded, and the spring is like pretty much dead on this copy. It barely works, but you can look up that far and you can look down a little bit. Then you have rotation this way and a tiny bit of rotation left and right, not a lot. The shoulders, they can do a full 360 at a weird angle just because of how these are plugged into the torso, but they do go all the way around, and they don't really go out. Like that's it. You can sort of move this, I guess, if you want to do that, but then this shoulder is like at a weirdly upward angle. It's very strange the way the shoulders work. These also don't like staying pegged in on my copy. They like to come off every once in a while, but this is used. The elbow, you've got a ball joint here, and you have a hinge joint here, so you can pretty much get the arm wherever you want there, and then he's got a bicep rotation. Nothing at the wrist. You can fold this in, but that's just breaking his arm. There is a itty bitty teeny weeny ab crunch. That's just for transformation to give him that hunchback, but you can use it if you want to. He does have a waist joint as well. The hips, they can go forward that far, they can go back that far, and then they can't really go out that much. You have your thigh rotation and then this joint, which is for transformation. But the knees, this is where things get really weird and limited. So this is the leg like stock straight, right? It's got to be digitigrade like this. The knee bend is that. That's pretty much all you're getting out of this is that. It's unfortunate. It's this piece right here. If this piece wasn't there, you could probably move the knee further, but yeah, because that's there, you can't really do much, and the knee pad is separate. It moves by itself. You're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just get the knee on, then you gotta fold the knee pad back down. So just keep that in mind. And then the feet can go down and they can go up. There's no ankle tilt because I don't know how you would fit one in there, but there isn't one. And then Laserbeak's articulation is literally just the wings flap. And then we bring in the other Soundwave, and then, you know, you get more articulation out of this. So the head is on a ball joint. He can look
pretty much wherever you want. And then this plate shifts as well, so he can look down into his own chest or up that high. Shoulders are on ball joints. They can do a full 360. They can go out about that far, and then you have this joint at the shoulder here that allows the arm to go all the way out. It's a trigger happy joint, but like it doesn't bump into the head. You do have a ball joint at the elbow, so you got bicep rotation and 90 degrees of bend there, nothing at the wrist. He does have a waist joint, and then you can kind of use this as a backwards ab crunch if you want, I guess, but it's weird. The hips, they can go forward that far, they can go back that far, in and out. You have your thigh rotation. You have just a little under 90 degrees of bend at the knee, and then the feet can wiggle. He is missing like ankle tilts and wrist swivels, but you know, a lot more articulated than this thing. Like the evolution is kind of nuts over a couple years.
So with their robot modes, I think the one I like of the two honestly has to be the RID one. It just is a bit more fun and more inviting to mess with because it doesn't have some weird limitations like the slimmer one brings. Granted, the laser beak thing on the Prime toy is so cool, and I kind of wish the Warrior did something like that. They are such different breeds of figure though that I'm totally okay with having both around. Oh, and Soundwave here has the giant scan sticker for the game that I don't think works anymore. I'm not entirely sure.
The funny thing about these two is you'd think this would have the more complicated transformation, but Rectangle Man over here actually has the more involved transformation. So we'll do the easy one first. Prime Soundwave just sort of flattens out and elongates, which is kind of fun. So to start with, we're going to fold the feet up and then fold the heels all the way back like this. Then you bring the nose cone sections off the back of the legs forward and then clip these together, kind of like the mouth of a bird. Then you extend the legs so that they're fully straight, and then just peg everything here together, including getting this into place, which will bend these little joints at the thigh here. So you get that all squeezed together. Once you get all that done, we're going to come to the back here and we're going to bring the shoulders down. Then you want to open this back section up and fold out his little booster, flip the head in, and then close this up. Then we're going to take the arms and straighten them out. So you want to fold them this way so that they fold flat. Then you straighten these out here and they're gonna peg in, the elbow's gonna peg into the top here. Then you fold the arm in, and we'll just do that again here. Fold that up, fold that out, push that in. And then you bring this up and these will just clip into the air escape holes on the thigh swivel. Oops. And push all that apart, don't do that. Then we're going to fold out the front landing gear, and there you have the UAV drone thing. See, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to do. I like doing that. And then, again, by contrast, this, a little bit more complex. So you wanna take the cannon off. You want to fold these panels out. You want to bring these shoulder pads forward like that, while also bringing the arms back like this. Not on the shoulder, but on this extra joint underneath here. So you bring them back, bring that forward. We are then going to take the entire torso and accordion it down. But before you flatten it out, you want to fold it forward and get the head tucked away, and then flatten it out all the way like that. Then you want to take the thigh swivel and you want to rotate it 180 degrees on both sides. Fold out the little flaps here that have the wheels on them, flip the feet up, and then tab the legs together. Then you bring the waist section up and you bring this up like this. It's gonna come untabbed, and you fold that in, and it's going to slide into slots underneath these 5mm pegs. So once you get that all squeezed together, you wanna bring this shoulder section down while bringing this armature up and folding that flat so that this lines up there. So once you get that done on both sides, do that there and there, you tuck this in and it's going to peg into here and into this section and into the side here. So you want to make sure you get all of that lined up, get that squeezed together, and then get that into place. Do that again on this side. The most complicated thing about this transformation is just getting everything tabbed together, because everything else just kind of fits loosey-goosey until the arms go into place. Then you take this and you plug it in, and there you have the van mode.
These are two absolute killer alt modes. A drone, a UAV drone, is so out there, especially for Soundwave, but it works and it's so neat. It is a teeny bit messy at the back there. I had a massive voice crack, wow. But for the most part, the rest of the figure is very clean. These wings are so sharp, literally. They look like they could slice bread. No, don't worry, I'm not actually gonna slice bread with this thing. It's expensive. He does have a fold out front landing gear, which is neat, and it's solid. For like how slim this is, everything pegs together very well. RID Soundwave is just van. Badass van though. It's so angular though. I kind of like how that angular look carries over from the Prime one to the RID15 one, even though they are two completely different alt modes. The cannon pegs on the top and does stick out quite a bit and it looks weird. However, there are 5mm ports on the underside of his wrist, so you can just move it there and it looks so much better. The hands are hanging out at the back though, 0 out of 10. I really like the clear wheels. It feels very War for Cybertron Soundwave a bit, which makes sense because these are technically the same character. I mean, now that I think about it, this alt mode feels entirely War for Cybertron Soundwave, and I like that about it. Underneath he is all hollow, but I mean, who cares? I'm not displaying this guy upside down. These two are a pretty neat pairing, and I like both of them a lot, but to everyone's surprise and my own, I like the RID one a lot more than the Prime one. The Prime one is still cool and all, but the RID one feels just a bit more inviting to mess with. It also has less value, so there's that, because oh my good lord, the price of the Prime one on the secondary market is absolutely insane. I'd recommend both of them, but like, I don't know if you'll be able to get the Prime one for cheap. But that's my look at Prime and RID15 Soundwave. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.